This episode is brought to you by CarterComics.com. It is your one-stop shop for all comic needs, whether they be graded or raw. Carter Comics has got it all. All you gotta do is go to CarterComics.com, use the discount code FREAKNET, FREAKNET. You'll save 10% plus free shipping on your entire order. Again, CarterComics.com, one-stop shop for all comic needs. Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of this freaky show. It is your month-long celebration of Halloween here on Freaknet Studios. I am your host, Travesty, and with me this evening,
The Freak Joe.
there's never been a time in this freaky show's history I've ever felt comfortable doing that intro. I don't know why I can't get the I don't know what it is. It's just like
Gotta go for it.
it's like every time I do it in my head, I'm just like, stop, you idiot.
Hmm.
Like ease up. Like just be you, you know. But yeah, I'm still trying to be fun about it.
Yeah, I hear you.
But guys, we're moving through October. We're hitting here this freaky show. Travesty and the Freak Joe are here. Freaky Tales we're gonna have here at the end of the show. Um, Freaky Cemetery, our trip through Iowa, is still being released over on Freakin' Studios YouTube channel. Make sure you head over there and check them out. I believe, I think episode 5 is the current one released. Um, we got 4 more that are or 6 more, total of 11 being released throughout the month of October. So make sure you catch up on the ones already released, and then obviously make sure you check out this freaky show. Last week, we played a game of Freaky Fact, Freaky Fake, where we went through a list of haunted locations, to which some I made up and some were real, and Joe had to decide which ones were Freaky Fact or Freaky Fake. Joe did a great job on that. This is more of an opinion game, though. So we're going to play Freaky No or Freaky Go. And what it is I got the unlucky number 13 total movies that are going to be released in 2026. I got 13 horror movies being released in 2026. I'm going to read you the title of the movie, the release date of the movie, a brief synopsis of what the movie is about, and a little fun fact I was able to find out about this movie. And Joe, you just got to tell our fans you're going to freaking go or freaky go or freaky no.
All right.
I'm ready. Simple as that. So we're gonna dive right into it, and the first one is actually gonna be released a few days after the turn of the new year. On January 9th, the movie Soulmate will be released in the theaters, and that is SOULM, the number 8 TE. Now, this is a spin-off of the movie, I believe it's called Becca, but Becca is spelled with a number 3 in it.
Okay.
So, Soulmate, a brief synopsis of it is a lonely woman designs an advanced AI companion meant for love and emotional support. But the machine becomes dangerously possessive and increasingly unhinged. Fun fact, the title is pronounced Soulmate, and the 8 connects it directly to the AI model numbering used for Megan, which has the 3. No, it's not Becca, but Megan.
Megan. Gotcha.
So Megan, so M3GAN, but obviously the 3 is supposed to be the backwards E. So a spinoff of the movie Megan, possessive advanced AI. I think this is the type of movie that people have real life fear of how AI is going to turn out. Like this is the beginning of Judgment Day, Terminator, and all that noise. But Joe, freaky go, freaky no.
I gotta be honest, at this point, I have not seen Megan, and so my gut says freaky no. If you've seen Megan and you're into that, freaking go. But I'm not.
See,
Freaking no for me.
this seems like a movie you would want to see, though. You know, it's horror and technology, and I thought you enjoy both.
I think I would be into it had I seen the thing it's spinning off from.
Gotcha. Okay. So, freaky no. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Next movie to be released is going to be on January 16th of next year, and this is called 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. The rage virus resurfaces in a ravaged Britain where infected threats collide with cult-like survivors. Dr. Ian Kelson, played by Ralph Fiennes, or
Ray Fiennes, actually. It's
what?
it's Ray Fiennes is how you he pronounces his name completely different from how it's spelled.
Okay,
I only know it because he's one of my favorite actors.
gotcha. Navigates moral horror in a collapsing world. Fun fact about the movie: this movie kicks off a new trilogy, returning the original creator Danny Boyle to the franchise. So, freaky go, freaky no.
That's a freaky go for me. I am a sucker for a Ray Fiennes film.
What would I know him from?
Um, did you see Conclave last year?
Never heard of it.
Okay. Have you seen any? Have you seen like the Grand Budapest Hotel?
Never heard of it.
Red Dragon? I
Is
didn't even.
that the Silence of the Lamb trilogy thing? Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. Be the
He
villain?
is Francis Dolaride.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh. I mean, okay. I mean, he did well. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 He did good in that
He
movie.
did.
So,
I mean, you wouldn't recognize him. He did play Voldemort in the Harry Potter series.
like all of them,
Yeah.
is all the same actor.
Hmm. Well, in his human shape.
Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah. The no nose and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, why didn't you just start with that?
I forgot.
Oh. Okay.
That's all I really. I had to look it up, and I went, "Oh yeah, he was Voldemort." I forgot.
Okay.
He's been in a lot, but I don't know what you've seen.
Uh, not much. Nothing good, apparently. I guess. I mean, everything he does is excellent, and I've seen crap. Yeah, that pans out.
He was in the
Uh,
King's Man.
he was in what?
The King's Man, which is like
What is
the
it?
it was like the prequel to the King's Men.
Oh, the Secret Society of Teenage Boys and shit, or young guy. Was it youth, like younger guys? They're
Uh
like teenagers, 17, 18, 19-year olds and stuff.
no, no.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
And that's the Kingsmen, isn't it?
I don't know.
Maybe there's more than one movie called The Kingsman, which
Might
would probably
be.
check out. Yeah. I'm thinking of like there's like these the street ruffians, if you will, who get um uh not abducted but inducted or whatever into a
Oh.
group of like spies or something like that.
Oh. Yeah. Well, there's like one young guy, Eggsy or whatever, he becomes a spy for England, the King's Men uh series. There's like a trilogy. There's like the first one is in England, and then the second one is in America. I think there's a third one, but I don't remember.
Hey, I like this guy, Jaman Hansu. He's in the movie Never Back Down. Good movie.
Oh yeah, nice.
I liked him. I do like him. One for one. Okay, number three, Return to Silent Hill, releasing on January 23rd, 2026. So really kicking off 2026 with a lot of horror movies. After receiving a mysterious letter from his deceased wife, a grieving man returns to the cursed town of Silent Hill, where guilt becomes reality and monsters reflect the mind. Fun fact, Pyramid Head does make a return with a design approved directly by Konami. So,
All right.
Return to Silent Hill, freaky no, freaky go.
It is a freaky no, only because I'm not a Silent Hill guy.
Okay. That's with like the mutant inbred people, right? Oh,
I'm
wait,
honestly.
that's Hills of Eyes. That's Hills. Never mind.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Silent Hill has I think the guy with like the pyramid head.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. So there's a redesigned Pyramid Head.
Ah,
Okay.
all right.
Okay. So number four is a movie called Send Help, This is going to be released January 30th, so potentially the last movie for January. Survivors of a plane crash are stranded in a hostile wilderness where terror becomes from both the elements and each other. Desperation fuels paranoia and horror. Fun fact, it's directed by Sam Raimi, making his first return to horror in over a decade. And I think the last movie he did was like Drag Me to Hell or something like that,
All right.
or something like that. It had to do with hell and a weird title name. But Sam Raimi making his return. Sam Raimi, the guy who did Doctor Strange
I don't know.
with Bruce Campbell and all that stuff. Is that the same
Yes.
guy? Is
Yeah.
that him? Okay.
I didn't know he
I
was
mean,
Doctor
I
Strange.
mean, if it's anything like Doctor Strange, then hell yeah. I mean, yeah. He directed the Doctor Strange movie with the evil Scarlet Witch and the
Yeah,
zombie
he
Doctor
sure
Strange.
did.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I forgot. Yeah, I think of
Uh,
him for Spider-Man.
mhm.
He did like the first modern Spider-Man trilogy, and then the Evil Dead series
Yep.
with Bruce Campbell.
I think because of Evil Dead and Bruce Campbell's the reason why Bruce Campbell made
Yeah.
that cameo, and obviously the bit on the whole like possessed hand and shit punching himself in the face. Because if you
Mhm.
guys didn't see, Evil Dead, spoiler alert, his hand gets possessed and he cuts it off with a chainsaw. I think that was Army of Darkness, but
Nice.
yep. So send help. Plane crash, stranded, wilderness hostile,
That's a freaky
paranoia.
goal for me. I'm a big
Yeah,
Sam Raimi fan.
nice. It sounds good. I mean, it doesn't sound like a horror enough movie for me not to want to go see, but I mean, I don't know. Cold Storage. Next movie, February 6th, 2026. A parasitic fungus engineered as a bioweapon escapes from a forgotten military vault beneath a storage facility, infecting and mutating anything in its path. Little fun fact about the movie: the story is based on a novel by David Cope, the writer of Jurassic Park and Panic Room.
Hmm.
So, freaky no, freaky go.
Uh, I know I have to pick one, so I'm going to say Freaky Go. But the truth is, I will probably only watch this movie when it's on TNT in like 5 years.
Gotcha.
I will watch it. It sounds like a good movie to watch. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if I'll make it to a theater for it.
I gotcha. Next movie we got is Psycho Killer, going to be released February 20th of next year. After a trooper is murdered by the occult obsessed satanic slasher, his wife, Officer Jane Thorne, hunts the killer in a bloody path of justice and obsession. Fun fact about the movie: the script was written by Andrew Kevin Walker of Seven fame and sat in development for over a decade. So obviously, we get a lot of movies where the the husband or the male significant other is out for redemption and retribution and vigilante justice. Well, now we're going to get a movie where the wife is out for vengeance. So, Joe, freaky go, freaky no.
This feels like a Freaky Go for me. I like Seven a lot, and I like the reverse of the trope.
Yeah,
Give me a
like I
banner
said,
for hunting down her husband's killers. I'm in.
right? Like I said, I mean, like you never. It's really rare that you get the female vigilante in there and everything,
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm on board with
Absolutely.
it. Scream 7,
Mm.
released February 27th of next year. Sidney Prescott returns to face a new Ghostface killing spree that mixes legacy trauma with fresh blood and a reset of the rules. So here's a fun fact. Kind of like, first off, I don't like the Scream movies to begin with.
Hmm.
This one, the fun fact makes me not like this one at all. But Nev Campbell only agreed to come back after the studio rewrote the entire script to center the story around Cindy.
Right.
Freaky go, freaky no.
This is Scream?
Yeah.
It's a freaky no.
Mhm. Yeah, Nev Campbell said she'll come back, but they got to rewrite the entire script. So the story plot line revolves around Sydney.
Gotcha.
I don't know. And again, and seeing this, and that's the one thing I don't like about this is that because in my mind, and I've only watched the original Scream one time through, and I
Hmm.
was in my 20s and I still fucking hated it. Sorry, still freaking hated it. We're trying not to swear so much. Now they're taking Scream and trying to turn it into vigilante rescue kind of movie when it's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be a murderer terrorizing a town.
Right.
But now this woman who was traumatized, but it's like Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
You know, you got these kids who are terrorized by Freddy and Jason, and now they're working together to defeat the monsters. It's like that kind of takes away from what the movie fully was. I mean, like the other movies, the endings were all like dumb luck. People like, oh, let's set them on fire, let's drown them, let's do this, is it. But now it looks like what? So she's coming back, and now she's gonna face a new guy
Hmm.
doing the exact same thing to her, and she's going to overcome it and become the hero. Again, and we just talked about the previous movie that similar plot line is female vigilante, but this one
Hmm.
just seems a little bit dorky because you're taking away from the concept of this being a slasher film to now it sounds like it's going to be an action movie.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, like I think Scream was the first horror movie I watched, and it was great
I
when I was
hated
the demographic for it.
I hated it so much.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I was probably younger than 10 years old,
Mm.
and my babysitter tried to show us it. And I got to the part, not too far in, I got to the part where the woman at the beginning was hanging from the tree.
Mm.
And yeah, I had to turn it off. Couldn't do it. Absolutely not. Nope.
Gotcha.
Number 8, The Bride. Available March 6th of next year. A resurrected woman is created as the perfect mate for Frankenstein's monster, but she rebels against the fate forced on her in a gothic blend of romance and horror. Fun fact: Christian Bale plays the monster,
Nice.
Jessie Buckley as the bride, in one of Universal's biggest monster reimaginings.
That's a freaky
Also,
go for me.
Freaky Go? Okay.
Mhm.
You know, for the classic movie thing, 100%.
Yep.
Spoilers, this isn't the last classic monster we're going to hear on this list.
All right.
Um,
I'm also a big fan of Frankenstein and his monster and so on.
oh, speaking of movies, a little quick side note when we're almost a little over halfway through this. For those of you who don't know, if you guys haven't been paying attention, over on Facebook, on this freaking show's Facebook page, I've been giving you guys a daily announcement of what Halloween movie I'll be watching throughout the month of October. I've been doing it every single day since October 1st. Obviously, we're here on October 15th as we record. So for the first 15 days, I've been recording. And the one message I got from people, well, the one consistent message I get from people is, you know, if you're going to watch Halloween movies, you should watch horror movies. I'm like, listen,
Mm.
it's not my fault. There's so many good Halloween movies that aren't horror movies. I don't know what to tell
Yeah.
you, you know? And the thing is, too, is like I've tried to give the benefit of the doubt to a lot of the movies that I'm not a big fan of to give honest ratings because I do the 5 pumpkin review, just like I did with Christmas, 5 Jingle Bells. This one
Hmm.
is 5 pumpkins. I think the most controversial one was the one that was released today, Nightmare Before Christmas.
I love Nightmare Before Christmas.
1 pumpkin.
You
Did
don't
not
love it?
doesn't hold up. I'm sorry. It does
Oh.
not. And the thing is, like it's a lot like movies you haven't seen yet, that or like even like a restaurant you haven't gone to where people overhype it and everything.
Hmm.
It's not a bad movie. It's just not for me, and I just don't like it. And when people sit there and say like, "Oh, you gotta like that movie," it's stupid. You know, and that then it just
Oh,
upsets
I'd
me.
never
Like,
go that
okay,
far.
okay, now that you're telling me I have to like it, it just makes me not like it anymore. And I try to watch it, I just can't get into it. It annoys me. I suffer through it. And I love Tim Burton. This is Tim Burton at his finest.
Yeah.
Just not for me. It's just not. And I was honest about it.
Fair enough.
Anyone who has a problem with it, come at me because I'm giving honest reviews here.
Yeah.
No shame, no shame. And yeah, I 5-starred the Halloween Tree. That's because that's my favorite Halloween movie.
Okay.
And I did watch Pet Cemetery day 2, so no one can tell me I'm not watching horror movies. Like I said, there's just a lot of non-spooky Halloween movies I enjoy.
Right.
Anyhow,
Nice.
thank you, Joe. The Bride. You said Freaky Go. Okay.
Yep.
Uh, movie 9 is going to be The Exorcist. This is the Mike Flanagan Exorcist.
Ooh.
March of next year, no exact date as of right now, but they're projecting March of next year. A grounded modern retelling that digs into possession, grief, and belief with Mike Flanagan's signature psychological horror style. Fun fact is Flanagan reportedly wrote the script before the studio approached him about taking over the Exorcist intellectual property. So I guess he already had a Exorcist script ready before they said, "There you go,
Nice.
freaky go, freaky no."
Freaky go. I'm a
There you go.
sucker. Mike Flanagan is fantastic. I love the way that he does horror, and I especially love how a massive amount of his focus as a director is on grief and the horrors of grief, especially grief that's unexamined.
Okay.
Um, I think it's fantastic, and I'm in. I when you first said The Exorcist, I was like, and then you said Mike Flanagan, and I was like, oh,
Right. Okay.
in with both feet. That's going to be a version of this that's going to be fantastic.
Perfect. Well, you expect it in March of next year. Uh I didn't mention classic monster movies and everything, so the next one on the list is The Mummy. At first, I thought like maybe Brendan Fraser, but no, this is actually going classic mummy movie. An ancient power is disturbed and begins to reclaim its life through body horror, curses, and supernatural vengeance in a dark version of a classic monster tale. It's produced by both Blumhouse and James Wan's Atomic Monster, marking their first Universal Monster collab.
All right.
So, The Mummy, freaky no, freaky go.
I want to see it, but I think I'm going to say freaky no.
Okay.
I don't think
Frankenstein more
I'm
your
enough
speed.
to go see it in the theater. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Number 11, we got Deep Water, May 1st of next year. After a water crash landing, plane survivors are left floating in open ocean while sharks and desperation circle closer every hour. As a fun fact, the film is committed to using practical animatronic sharks for realism, not just CGI.
Nice. Boy, that's hard. I think I might have to say freaky no, but I will say I do want to support practical effects, so that might get me in.
I think people rely on CGI too much.
Way too much. It's gross.
Uh,
I
we
also think
kind
horror is more effective when it's practical.
100%. Uh, Evil Dead Burn. July 24th, 2026 is a tentative release date. A new setting, new victims, and another unleashed Necronomicon brings fire soaked demonic chaos after the success of Evil Dead Rise. Fun fact Bruce Campbell teased that multiple Necronomicons exist across timelines, and this film explores that idea even further. So, we
All
talked a little
right.
bit earlier about Sam Raimi. We talked about Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. We talked about Bruce Campbell. Well, here we are, Evil Dead Burn, continuing off of Evil Dead Rise. Freaky no, freaky go.
That's a freaky go. Again, big fan of Sam Raimi and the Evil Dead series.
Gotcha. And finally, the 13th horror movie of next year that we listed. There's more. Let us know which ones you want to go see that we didn't mention. But number 13 is called Other Mommy. This is to be released on October 9th of next year. An 8-year-old girl is stalked by a sinister entity from her closet she calls Other Mommy, who wants to replace her real family from inside out. Fun fact, it's adapted from a novel by Bird Box author Josh Malerman with Jessica Chastain as producer.
Hmm.
Freaky no, freaky go.
I want to say freaking no, but I am intrigued by it.
It's interesting.
Yeah. It feels. I thought you were going to say Coraline. I thought you were going to say it would be a like a live action Coraline, and I was like, maybe.
Is Coraline like that?
I mean, there's literally a character in it called the Other Mother, and it's the one that's inside of the other world or whatever.
Gotcha. Corpse Bride is listed as one of the movies I'm watching for this month. Never seen it, so maybe I'll do Coraline too. I kind of like the again. I love the way Tim Burton does that stuff. Just not Nightmare Before Christmas, but
Fair.
yeah. Cool.
Nice.
Guys, Freak Joe has spoken. Some he's gonna go, some he says no. Tell us of yours, of the 13 we talked about, which ones you're excited to see, which ones you're not excited to see. And again, I'm sure there's more horror movies out there than the ones I have listed. Tell us which ones you want to go see. Tell us which ones you think should have been talked about and we didn't talk about. And who knows, maybe on the back end of this Freaky Show's month-long celebration, we could bring those up. So, okay, so I'm not going to take up any more time because we're going to do the greatest part of this Freaky Show. The Freak Show is going to bring us details.
All right. So today's freaky tale is The Open Window by H. Munro. My aunt will be down presently, Mr. Nuttall, said a very self-possessed young lady of 15. In the meantime, you must try and put up with me. Frampton Nuttall endeavored to say the correct something which should duly flatter the niece of the moment without unduly discounting the aunt that was to come. Privately, he doubted more than ever whether these formal visits on a succession of total strangers would do much toward helping the nerve cure which he was supposed to be undergoing. I know how it will be, his sister had said when he was preparing to migrate to this rural retreat. You will bury yourself down there and not speak to a living soul, and your nerves will be worse than ever from moping. I shall just give you letters of introduction to all the people I know there. Some of them, as far as I can remember, were quite nice. Frampton wondered whether Mrs. Sappleton, the lady to whom he was presenting one of the letters of introduction, came into the nice division. Do you know many of the people round here? Asked the niece when she judged that they had had sufficient silent communion. Hardly a soul, said Frampton. My sister was staying here at the rectory, you know, some 4 years ago, and she gave me letters of introduction to some of the people here. He made the last statement in a tone of distinct regret. Then you know practically nothing about my aunt, pursued the self-possessed young lady. Only her name and address, admitted the caller. He was wondering whether Mrs. Sappleton was in the married or widowed state. An undefinable something about the room seemed to suggest masculine habitation. Her great tragedy happened just 3 years ago, said the child. That would be since your sister's time. Her tragedy, said Frampton. Somehow, in this restful country, spot tragedies seemed out of place. I apologize. Let me reread that sentence. I emphasis all in the wrong spot. Her tragedy? Asked Frampton. Somehow, in this restful country spot, tragedies seemed out of place. You may wonder why we keep that window open on an October afternoon, said the niece, indicating a large French window that opened onto a lawn. It is quite warm for that time of year, said Frampton. But has that window got anything to do with the tragedy? Out that window, 3 years ago to a day, her husband and her 2 young brothers went off for their day's shooting. They never came back. In crossing the moor to their favorite snipe shooting ground, they were all three engulfed in a treacherous piece of bog. It had been that dreadful wet summer, you know, and places that were safe in the other years gave way suddenly without warning. Their bodies were never recovered. That was the dreadful part of it. Here, the child's voice lost its self-possessed note and became falteringly human. Poor Aunt always thinks that they'll come back someday. They and the little brown spaniel that was lost with them, and walk in that window just as they used to do. That is why the window is kept open every evening till it is quite dusk. Poor dear aunt. She has often told me how they went out, her husband with his white waterproof coat over his arm, and Ronnie, her youngest brother, singing, "Bertie, why do you bound?" as he always did to tease her, because she said it got on her nerves. You know, sometimes, on still, quiet evenings like this, I almost get a creepy feeling that they will all walk in through that window. She broke off with a little shudder. It was a relief to Frampton when the aunt bustled into the room with a whirl of apologies for being late in making her appearance. "I hope Vera has been amusing you," she said. "She has been very interesting," said Frampton. "I hope you won't mind the open window," said Mrs. Sappleton briskly. "My husband and brothers will be home directly from shooting, and they always come in that way. They've been out for snipe in the marshes today, so they'll make a fine mess over my poor carpets. So like you menfolk, isn't it?" She rattled on cheerfully about the shooting and the scarcity of birds and the prospects for duck in the winter. To Frampton, it was all purely horrible. He made a desperate but only partially successful effort to turn the talk onto a less ghastly topic. He was conscious that his hostess was giving him only a fragment of her attention, and her eyes were constantly straying past him, to the open window and the lawn beyond. It was certainly an unfortunate coincidence that he should have paid his visit on this tragic anniversary. "The doctors agree in ordering me complete rest, an absence of mental excitement, and avoidance of anything in the nature of violent physical exercise," announced Frampton, who labored under the tolerably widespread delusion that total strangers and chance acquaintances are hungry for the least detail of one's ailments and infirmities, their cause and cure. "On the matter of diet, they are not so much in agreement," he continued. "No?" said Mrs. Sappleton, in a voice which only replaced a yawn at the last moment. Then she suddenly brightened into alert attention, but not to what Frampton was saying. "Here they are at last!" she cried, "just in time for tea, and don't they look as if they were muddy up to the eyes?" Frampton shivered slightly, and turned toward the niece with a look intended to convey sympathetic comprehension. The child was staring out through the open window with a dazed horror in her eyes. In a chill shock of nameless fear, Frampton swung round in his seat and looked in the same direction. In the deepening twilight, 3 figures were walking across the lawn toward the window. They all carried guns under their arms, and one of them was additionally burdened with a white coat hung over his shoulders. A tired brown spaniel kept close at their heels. Noiselessly, they neared the house, and then a young voice chanted out of the dusk, "I said, Bertie, why do you bound?" Frampton grabbed wildly at his stick and hat. The hall door, the gravel drive, and the front gate were dimly noted stages in his headlong retreat. A cyclist coming along the road had to run into the hedge to avoid imminent collision. "Here we are, my dear," said the bearer of the white mackintosh, coming in through the window. "Fairly muddy, but most of it's dry. Who was that who bolted out as we came up?" "A most extraordinary man, a Mr. Nuttall," said Mrs. Sappleton. "Could only talk about his illnesses, and dashed off without a word of good-bye or apology when you arrived. One would think he had seen a ghost." "I expect it was the spaniel," said the niece calmly. He told me he had a horror of dogs. He was once hunted into a cemetery somewhere in the banks of the Ganges by a pack of pariah dogs and had to spend the night in a newly dug grave with the creatures snarling and grinning and foaming just above him, enough to make anyone lose their nerve. Romance, at short notice, was her specialty. The end. I like
Always a
to not
joy.
read these ahead, and in doing so, I also was surprised at the ending, and that was delightful.
Right, and that's the thing too, and that's what I love most about it is because there's always the. Like, I mean, I guess people have the perception of like we kind of know what we're doing here. Seat of our pants, you know. That's what brings the joy in the reading, you know.
Yeah, it's fun to perform. It's fun to do something that's familiar. It's fun to do something new, and so
Right,
when it's new, I like to be surprised alongside you. It's
right,
great.
absolutely, absolutely. We got a little bit of time left in the show. So let's do something this week we didn't get a chance to do last week. And Joe, even during the spooky season, what are you freaking thinking?
I I'm freaking thinking that I have been really enjoying Peacemaker season 2 on
Okay,
HBO.
nice.
Um, it I enjoyed the first season. I thought it was fun. And then I really liked James Gunn's Superman. I've actually seen it twice since it came out on video. And Peacemaker season 2 kind of jumps off of Superman, and it does a really good job of it. And it is a very fun show, and I really enjoyed watching it. And I just found out today that there is a quote unquote secret episode that is airing tomorrow night as we record. Um, it was like an 8 episode season, and they're releasing like a bonus episode tomorrow night. And it's weird to call something a secret when you're announcing it, but hey, more Peacemaker.
But is it like a secret episode because it's only available to see tomorrow night, or is it
I think it's secret because nobody knew it was going to be there. It wasn't like listed on Wikipedia. It didn't show up like next week on Peacemaker.
gotcha?
Last week was definitively the season finale. And so it is a genuine surprise that there's going to be another episode tomorrow night.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah,
weird to announce it.
I got you. Yeah, I watched. I started watching it, but I mean, Peacemaker is the same as Shifting Gears is a movie show that I really got into. It's on Hulu, but it's the season. It's the type of show that I'm not a big fan of in the sense of it's not dropped. The entire season's not dropped, and that's what I love
Mm-hmm.
because I would love to see
You
like,
want to
oh,
binge.
I want to binge it. You know, it's like, and I didn't think about it with Peacemaker because I mean it's been what 2.5 years since season one ended, almost 2 years I guess since season
Yeah,
one
it's been
ended.
forever because
Yeah,
we live in a very stupid timeline.
so like I wasn't even thinking about it, so I started watching Peacemaker, and all of a sudden I got through episode 4, I think, and all of a sudden like it's asked me if I want to watch something else. Like, no, I want to continue the season. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't like it's not going to be available until next week. Okay, well, okay, that's fine.
Yep, it is.
I'll wait for it to complete out and then I'll finish it. So
Yep.
I do love Peacemaker. I'm not a big fan of the fact that they didn't bring back the same theme song
I
because I really
I was not a fan of that at first. It grew on me throughout the season.
that's what that song does.
Yeah. And part of it is that that's Foxy Shazam is one of my favorite bands.
Okay,
And Oh Lord, which is the theme song for this season of Peacemaker, is one of my favorite Foxy Shazam songs.
okay.
And so you would think that I heard it as for episode 1 starts, they have the flashback to the end of Peacemaker season 1, and then it starts playing Foxy Shazam. You'd think that I would love that. But I liked the first season's theme song so much that I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh, what the heck is this? Sorry.
You're right. Yeah, and that was the curious part to me too, because I remember how season one ended, even without season two. I loved how they changed the
Yeah, they
character.
retconned it.
Yeah, like as if nobody was gonna know. Like what are you talking about? Like,
Yep.
no, what happened then? Like, no, you're crazy. Yeah, no, you're fine. It's good though because I mean that's what comics is. You just I don't
Yeah, you
you
just
could
change it.
change things. Yeah, yeah. You just it's fine. It's like yeah, you can have Jim Halpert as as a fantastic four whoever Dr. Reed and that Dr. Reed doesn't exist anymore. They're coming out with a Fantastic Four with a different Dr. Reed.
Yeah, different Dr. Reed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah,
I
who
love it.
cares?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
I
Nick
would.
hates Nico on Geekcast Live, not a fan. But I love it. It's one of my favorite things about comics. It's one of my favorite things when they bring it into the movies. As long as it's done well.
Don't we see I get Nico back on here? Wasn't he supposed to come on like a couple weeks ago or about a month or
Oh,
so ago?
probably. Probably.
A
He's
couple
having a
months
hard
ago.
time right now.
Yeah. Well,
If you're a person who prays or whatever,
yeah,
keep in your prayers.
yeah, yeah. You should just do that anyways. Keep everyone in your
Yeah.
prayers.
Yeah.
Pray for the world.
Yeah. So
Um,
he doesn't know that I said that, and he probably won't find out. So
oh, I'm sure he listens.
yeah. But anyway, what are you freaking thinking about?
Um, what do I got going on? Honestly, I guess I got a bunch of different things I've been thinking about. I think the biggest thing on my mind is I guess the biggest thing on my mind is the thing that's always on my mind, and that's weight loss.
Hmm.
Um, Trying to get back into the swing of things after like trying to get back into the swing of things,
Mhm.
and I don't know, just like trying to find that hopeful like that one trigger that keeps me accountable. Like that one thing that says, "Hey, no more fast food, no more shortcuts, no more not committing, no more laziness. Like just like do this."
Yeah.
I don't know what that is yet. I wish I could find it because like there's things I know I'm capable of doing and the things I want to do, but for some reason I find a cheap excuse just to be like, screw it.
I can I tell you what's been going on with me on that front?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Uh so I have been intermittent fasting for about 2 weeks. Today I'm off the wagon. I started eating too late in the day,
Mhm.
and you know, so I in order to sleep tonight, I got to have a full belly. I
Yeah.
just can't sleep on an empty stomach.
Mhm.
Regardless, the trigger for me was two things.
Yeah.
First, GCR is or at least as of 2 weeks ago was down to 215.
For him.
Because he basically he quit drinking. He's like 280 days sober for the first time in like 30 years or something.
281 days.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't sure.
Oh no, I'm saying he's 280 days sober, which is the first time in 281 days.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, I
sorry.
like it.
It
I
did
didn't get
stick.
it at
That's
first,
fine.
but now
It
that I
did
got it,
land. It did land. That's okay. We're good.
um, and he's on track to be down to 200 by Thanksgiving, which is his goal.
Awesome.
It's the first time in my life, because I'm 8 years younger than him, that he's weighed less than me.
Mhm.
And that was a wake-up call, right?
Mhm.
And then on the podcast on Geekcast Live 2 weeks ago, Nico offhand said something like he's his jacket size is like a 44 long or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm a 48 regular, I think. And like he's 6'10" and works out, and I'm 5'10" and I don't work out.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason that my chest should be bigger than his by 4 inches.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I got to do something. And so I started intermittent fasting. Typically my window, I think I'm going to change my window, but for the past 2 weeks, it's been noon to 8 p.m.
So
Uh,
you're doing 816.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm going to change it to 15:9, and I think I'm going to start eating a little bit earlier and stop eating a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe I don't know, maybe like 10:30 to 6:30 or something like that, or 10:30 to 7:30.
Okay.
Because I want it to be late enough that I can eat with Maddie
Yeah.
when she gets off of work.
Yeah. Well, a lot of your
Um,
days are later evening stuff. I mean, for those who don't know, we're recording this at 9 o'clock at night because, yeah, I
yeah,
mean, there are certain days in your week that your job takes you to later into the evening. You
right.
know,
Yeah,
understandable.
yeah. And I would rather eat dinner with her than eat breakfast by myself.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
um after a week and a half of doing this, my circadian rhythm changed to where like because I'm breaking my fast at noon, I can't go to sleep at 10 o'clock when I'd like to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And so I've been up to like, after midnight, like 3 or 4 days in a row now. And that's, I'm a morning person. That's very difficult for me to be up that late and then up early again because I'm a morning person. And yeah. So anyway, I gotta shift my eating window a little earlier so I can sleep.
Gotcha. We talk about it a lot through the This Freaking Show podcast. Outside of October, we've talked countless times about weight loss and goals and stuff like that. And I want to revisit the whole accountability thing. I want to revisit the whole us keeping each other accountable. Because I do enjoy fasting. I know my biggest problem, like I said, my biggest problem when it comes to weight loss is I don't hydrate enough, and I find the cheap way of just getting fast food on the way home instead of cooking,
Yep.
and being at work, not packing a lunch and stuff like that. And that's the stuff that I got to be accountable for. I want to get onto this DDP yoga train again, and I want to commit to that again, and I want to schedule these times. I want to do this stuff, and I
Hmm.
know I know right now when it comes to work and life, I am so stressed that my sleeping's horrible, that
Yep.
I can't go to bed at night at a proper time because I'm just so burnt out and stressed from the day. And
Hmm.
when I finally get to bed, it's late, and when I'm trying to wake up, I'm just too tired. But it's one of the things
Word.
where like it's I'm gonna have to kick myself in the butt and say you're gonna have to suffer and you're gonna have to struggle to get yourself right. And the unfortunate thing is, I put myself in this situation where I'm just going to have to deal with that. And when I say suffer and struggle, I mean, when my alarm goes off, get out of bed instead of snoozing it. Like, I'm not saying, like, like I'm going to abuse myself into the point where I'm going to trigger
Yeah.
my head to do so. Never do
Hmm.
that. Absolutely never do that. Absolutely not. I'm talking about, like, I'm going to suffer as in I'm not going to get that extra 20 minutes of sleep because I'm going to have to get my butt out of bed to jump in the shower and get the day going. And,
Hmm.
I had this plan, and which kind of sucks too, because especially with I think in wintertime it's going to be a little bit better actually, and I'm a little bit excited for it because I love cold.
Nice.
But I had this plan of waking up in the morning, waking up early enough where I could do DDP yoga and enjoy 10 minutes of sunlight, in my morning.
Right.
Like it's like my overall goal is the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, chug a bottle of water. I'll go to bed with 2 bottles of water next to me. I'm gonna go to bed with CPAP machine. I'm gonna wear my CPAP machine again, constantly, daily. When I wake up in the morning, take the CPAP machine off, chug down a bottle of water,
Hmm.
get my workout in. By the time the workout's over, hopefully daylight has, especially in the wintertime with the earlier sunrise, daylight comes out. I can let Cooper out while he's out and about. I can have 10 minutes out on the deck, just enjoying natural vitamin D sunlight,
Hmm.
get showered, get cleaned up, pack my lunch, get my stuff together, get out the door, and make it to work on time. I'm sure Carl would appreciate that for me actually showing up to work on time instead of being late every single day. But that's the goal and that's the dream. And that's what they tell you is like the first thing you should do when you wake up, drink a glass of water. I was like, I could do that. I buy cases of water at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been drinking the same case of water that I had in the car from when we went to Iowa. On the way to work, grab a bottle out of the case. And it's it's
Word.
simple things that can be done, and I
Hmm.
think I think together, I think we could achieve that, especially with us doing this and us talking about it. And it's like we could, again, we don't have to do the workouts at the same time, but we could like check in and say, hey, did you get DDP yoga done today? No, not yet. Get on it. You know,
Nice. Hmm.
accountability, get it done. 40. I think the longest day is a 50-minute day, and I think that's Monday. The rest of it's 35 minutes here, 35. I could do that in the evenings after I get home from work. If I
Right.
get home from work at 5:15, I don't podcast with JFW until 6 o'clock. I get the 45-minute workout in on Monday, If I
No.
can't do it Monday, why? What's stopping me from doing it Sunday evening? It can, as long as it gets done, it gets done.
Mhm.
Another thing is about tracking steps. You know, I never been a big fan of the AI Chat GPT because I thought it was just all talk. I'm living off this thing now, kind of pretty much. But I just asked it for the hell of it. Like, listen, like this is my weight, this is my height. What do you think I should do? Like I keep everything on a grain of salt. Like, it is what it is. But what do you think I should do? Because I know it collects information from the internet, and it gives me, an idea. Hey, listen, if you want to fast, do it through this time period. Just before you go to bed. When you wake up. It basically gave me a sleep schedule, a fasting schedule, what I should be eating, what I shouldn't be eating, when I should be waking up, what I should be doing when I get up, and when I should head home to work and everything. I was like, why not do this? Why not try it? It's again, like, it's just like I know that there's a moment where I need to find that, hey, get your head out of your ass and start living life better moment. It hasn't happened. So now I'm just gonna have to make it happen by, again, forcing myself into a struggle of, when the alarm goes off, get out of bed instead of snoozing it again and again and again and again, to where, yeah, my alarm's set for 6 a.m., but I'm not rolling out of bed until 6:35.
Right.
I gotta stop doing that because now I'm losing 35 minutes of. That's another thing too. I'm losing my life 35 minutes a day of laying in bed. Like, that's where I
Mhm.
can get up, make sure my work is ready before I leave for work. I can put together a quick breakfast. I get some oatmeal with some blueberries and stuff in it. Get that
Mhm.
together. I get my breakfast, lunch all packed up for work. Get everything together. I don't have to rush through a shower. Doing the whore's bath that Bert Kreischer calls it and everything.
Yep.
I get loofah up. I can get cleaned up, brush my teeth, wash my face instead of trying to get everything done within an 8-minute period. Stop the rush that I feel like I'm always in by
Mhm.
just rolling out of bed. And
Oh.
so yeah, I would love to go back to the whole accountability thing with you. And I'm thinking that if we kick it off, I mean, obviously you do what you want to do, but I'm thinking like maybe starting Monday, keeping each other accountability. Like, hey, when you plan, I don't know if you still plan on doing DDP yoga and everything. I still want to do it. But just keeping each other accountable. Hey, you're
Yeah, I
sticking to your
should.
fast and stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good idea. And I think it would go really well with my fast. And like part of my goal is to lose weight before I start doing like running or walking or whatever, right?
Yep.
'Cause, like I want to take the stress off my joints. And so I think doing yoga to strengthen my joints at the same time as losing weight is, or as fasting rather, is going to help. Not only am I going to be losing weight, maybe I won't lose weight actually. Maybe I'll be putting on muscle because DDP yoga is pretty effective for that.
Yeah.
Uh, but strengthening my joints because you're strengthening the small balance muscles and things like that's important.
Definitely.
It's why I fell off the wagon the last time I tried to get in shape. I started running too early and immediately messed up my knee.
My goal is to, when we do the Ohio cemetery vlogs, to be able to walk a cemetery without hearing myself breathing into the camera,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the biggest defeat that I feel when I do the editing of these videos, to be like, God, I am. It sounds like I'm dying, and the thing is too is like, I thought in my mind, like, I'm not. I mean, the microphone on my camera is pretty good. It must be because in my mind I thought I was being pretty controlling of my breathing.
Mm.
But that first cemetery of the day, when we had to walk, when I walked up the hill, you went to go grab the car and everything, and I got up there, I'm just like,
Yeah, that was brutal.
and it was, yeah. But I wanna, my goal is by September of next year to be able to walk these cemeteries without hearing the breathing happening, and hopefully again, like with exercise and everything, it starts healing the lungs. And again, I need to be better. So I'm glad you're doing fasting. I'm actually I decided this evening to actually do a 72 hour, just because doing those kind of recharge my body.
Nice.
So I may go a little bit longer. I have a lunch plan with my dad's sister, so my aunt and my cousin and everything. We're gonna go check out this Polish place in Monique.
Nice.
So we're going like Sunday afternoon for lunch. So I'm thinking like I'll probably just fast from now until then. So it's about I think I stopped eating around 6 this evening. So we're probably looking at 72 to 84, probably about 90 hours, which
Wow.
is doable. I mean, like I've done the 72 hours, I've done the 80s before. It's definitely doable. I mean, I'm not going to wither away. It's just that euphoric feeling and that the fact that your body regenerates itself after that 48-hour mark, and you can kind of feel things and how things change and stem cell processes where the hell happens to. So
All right.
yeah.
Nice.
Hey Joe.
Yeah.
Throughout the month of October, Cartoon Joe is taking a break. We got the Freak Joe here with us throughout the month of October, sharing freaky tales. But just because Cartoon Joe isn't here doesn't mean Cartoon Joe's taking a break. So where is Cartoon Joe?
If you need Cartoon Joe, you can find him over at the Geekcast Live podcast at violentpress.com. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Blue Sky by searching Geekcast Live.
Guys, if you haven't yet, make sure you go over to Discord and follow the Freakness Studios Discord channel. That's where you find us and all of the other current Freakness Studios podcasts. Apparently, there's going to be some leaving. Apparently, I did not know about, but we can discuss that more later after Halloween's over. But go over to Discord and go ahead and check out Freakness Studios. Make sure you go over to YouTube, find out Freakness Studios YouTube channel. That's where you can find all our cemetery tours, as well as our podcast. The video podcast is released over on the Freakness Studios YouTube channel. If you want to continue to listen, you can do so over at Apple, Amazon, or wherever you pick up your audio podcast. We are everywhere. And if it asks you, please give us a rating and a review. We do appreciate it. Subscribe to YouTube, and again, follow us on Discord. So, guys, that's all I got. So, as always, I am Travesty,
And I'm the Freak Joe.
and thank you for listening. This freaky